I got my first guitar at 16, which I think is a little late to be starting, but I was obsessed immediately. Started practicing and just loved it. There was something about it that was just magical, and you could make sounds, you know, even before I knew how to find notes and chords. It was just cool to How did Saving Jane come together? I went to the old guitar store that I used to run. Apparently they were looking for a guitar player and my name had been mentioned, and so he introduced himself. We hung out that day and it took off pretty quick, if I remember correctly. We went from, you know, playing a couple little dive bars to some of the bigger venues, and immediately went into the recording studio and put our first album out. Started getting some attention. I was in the band a total of, a little over 4 years. So I'm in that span of time, you know, being a Columbus band to getting like a minor label deal. I do have one gold record. We were fortunate enough to get one song into the top 40, I believe. So there's one little gold record hanging on my office wall. I always took photographs, you know, I always had a point and shoot, but once I put the guitars away, I needed a creative outlet, so I started buying, you know, better cameras and started taking photography seriously. And meeting Annie Leibovitz and photographing her was a bit surreal. What an icon, you know, I mean, she's taken, almost every photograph that you can think of that you remember, you know, pop culture, she's taken and just hung out with so many legends, you know, the Stones and Miles Davis and, you know, even outside of rock and roll, movie star. And taking her photograph and getting to do a private walkthrough of her exhibit before it opened, and having her, listening to her tell stories of how these photos came to be was, you know, a lesson in itself. You know, that couple hours was probably better than any college course you could probably take. It was definitely a memory that'll last with me for the rest of my life.